I still got this watch on. I need to put the. Well, I did charge it before I left the house, so it'll be okay. Let's see how many steps I've gotten. I want to walk around this neighborhood. It's so nice out here. Oh, even though I kind of like went off on the woman. Jesus Christ. I have to take a chill pill. I'm just so. I'm a little frustrated. But it's. Why am I getting notifications? What is going on? What is going on here? The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Oh, give ye thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endures forever. Hey, Jenna, how you doing? Jenna, I'm doing okay. Jenna, I'm I'm blessed, okay? But I had probably the worst day ever at work last night. The worst day ever. The worst day ever. In the sense of like teamwork and things, but um, I overall like I thank God through everything. I always thank God. But I really had a day yesterday. I did. It was and I'd be lying if I said it was great. It was very discouraging, very discouraging. But the blessing of it all is my family is vacationing here in Florida, in Orlando, and so I drove to Orlando, and now I'm here in this vacation home that my sister and her husband, got, and it's gorgeous. It's amazing. It has its own pool and game room and basketball and but there's tennis courts, but there's tennis courts at the front. But there are more pickleball courts. But I'm just, I'm doing though. I'm doing. Guess what? I have a goose. You got a goose? Wow. Hey, Clarence. Hi, sir. I hope you're doing well. Stay safe always. Thank you so much, Clarence. I appreciate you. Um, Jenna says now, LOL. You have a goose like a duck? Like a duck goose? Ronnie Morning Coffee MRMC. Hello says hi. Hello. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for being here. You look so tired, T. Not like sleepy, but like you're. Get over Jenna. Get out of my mind. Get out of my head, Jenna. Jenna, I'm over it. I told my sisters. I said I almost like quit. Like but me driving here, like I got up this morning, I cleaned up, my condo and all that stuff, and before I headed out, here to Orlando, and I was thinking, I was like, let me just elaborate on what happened, um, and I can say this, it's like I said, it's nothing with patient confidentiality, it's nothing, um, it's nothing like out of my jurisdiction. I can speak on these things. And to sum it all up, I I pretty much I want to talk about teamwork. If I can get my voice. I just turned that ceiling fan on. If you guys can see the fan thing, I gotta have a ceiling fan on. I'm like, okay, maybe that's a bad idea. Wow, so happy that your family is out there with you. Yeah, Jenna, yeah. They always come to Florida, but a lot of times I'm in Maine or California or Massachusetts, and so it's been a blessing that I'm here in Florida when they decided to vacation back here in Florida. So everybody sleep right now. But I know when the kids get up, it's gonna be like Uncle D, Uncle Terrence. I can't wait. I can't wait. Um, thank you again. Hey Leo. Leo says, I'm sorry, y'all. I got the light on my computer. Says Leo Martinez says, God bless. God good bless good. Blessed morning, everyone. Hope y'all have a wonderful, beautiful day. Hit the damn like button, LOL. Thank you so much, bro. Leo, nothing but love, man. Nothing but love. I appreciate you so much. My goose, her name is Cafe. Cafe? Wait, Cafe? Like, like a place where you eat at? Yeah, that's hilarious, Jenna. That is so funny. Um, okay, for today so far, I'm at 4,873 steps. And then yesterday I got, I'm still going to explain about what happened yesterday or last night. And yesterday I got a total of 11,891. Y'all see, I get all my steps. Oh, like by Jenna's Cafe. Like, oh, that's cute. I like that. I'm already at it with the shenanigans this one. LOL, can't stop, don't stop, won't stop. Leo, keep it. Keep them coming, bro. Keep them coming. I love you, and you know I love the shenanigans. I love the shenanigans. So I'm gonna explain about what happened, right? Hey MSJW, how you doing? It says, yo, what's up? You guys, please double tap that screen. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Yeah, I'm kind of whispering. I'm really using inside voice because my entire family is asleep. They were up like all night, like 3, 4 in the morning. So they're sleeping now. But I'm gonna tell you what happened. Wait, you said parents. Terrence, I'm doing good, but I got the bubble guts this morning. Mexican food last night did not agree with me. Did not agree with my stomach. Oh my god, ugh, that's disgusting. Well, maybe some Pepto Bismol, maybe it'll help you out a little bit. Jelly made me laugh. Thank y'all for pressing the thumbs up. Fry up some bacon. I bet they wait their asses. You know what? I bet you that won't work. My nieces and nephews, they sleep. They sleep heavier than I do. They get it from their mom and daddy for sure. And I feel like they get it from my mom as well. Their grandma, y'all know my mom has passed on, but those kids have so many of her mannerisms. It's scary. Like from holding a hand a certain way to like chewing gum a certain, just so many of my mom's so many of her mannerisms. I'm like, how is that possible? But I guess it is. Um, TMI. I know. No, that's not TMI. You know I'm crazy as hell. I always talk about boo booing and all the other kind of stuff. Anyway, but I want to talk about what happened last night. What happened yesterday? Leo said, you said if I smell bacon in the morning, I'll get lifted out of bed with the smell I like from cartoons when they float. Like they kind of levitate out of bed. That's hilarious. Okay, I can see that. Like I can probably see me doing that, for real, if I'm super hungry. Um, that damn Bing app. You know what that app is? That Bing app, if you guys don't hear the notification, that's from work. I need to turn the notifications off because people have been losing their minds on that app. They've been very unprofessional. And that's also something that's sad. But yesterday, so I went to work. Y'all know I clocked in around like what, 10 o'clock, 10-ish. And I got off work last night. It was 11:45 I had clocked out. Anyway, at work, and I already let me say I go into work right now. I look at the cases because I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna give lunch breaks. I see an organ procurement. So pretty much a lifeline case. Y'all know organ procurement. Y'all know what that is. You know what the organ procurement is? It's when, you know how they talk about being an organ donor, and recipients and donors. But it's when a patient is brain dead. All right, they're brain dead and clinically brain dead, and they're they decide their loved ones or if they've made a will or whatever to like basically donate their organs, either to science, research, or to an actual living a living patient, like a recipient, they can do so. And so what we do is we go in. You don't know what that is, Jenna? Okay, so like I said, organ procurement is when a patient is considered, brain dead. All right, so there's no brain activity. This person is basically dead. Now, what they do is they keep the patient, intubated and um, basically the body warm and the organs like functioning until we go in and remove the organs, which would be considered the harvest or the organ procurement. They've done away with harvest because they were like, okay, that really sounds very. It sounds like vulgar and it's like really dark. But so now they call it like organ procurements or life links. And again, patient is clinically brain dead. We're going to go into the operating. They're going to come. They're going to bring the patient to the operating room, and we're going to um, open them up and remove the organs. And typically, we're removing a lot of times it's the heart, lungs, kidneys, liver, pancreas, even sometimes, skin, bone, even the eyeballs. I'm not trying to be gory when I say this. Um, Wait, you said, oh, so I woke my boyfriend up at 3:30 that morning, Terrence. I'm not doing that again ever. No, 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 no. Would you get a lababoo? What is that? Jenna says no. Oh, okay, I know now. Okay, okay, you know now the organ procurement. Hey, Traquel, how you doing, Traquel? Thanks for coming in. I'm talking about what happened at my place of work last night. Um, well, when I came in the morning, like I said, I saw that organ procurement, and it was on for 6 o'clock, and I said, oh boy, um, because like I've done so many of them over the years, and I've done like what so far I've done, is it three here now? I think I've done three here now. A creepy ass doll. I don't want no a creepy doll. I don't want no. I don't want no creepy doll. MSJ. I don't want no creepy doll. Hey, Ruthie's this and that and family. How you doing, Ruthie? I basically live in Florida, Fort Myers, but my sister and kids and her husband, they all came to Orlando. They're vacationing here, and I am in Orlando. I'm in their vacation home, and I'm super excited. But everybody sleep pretty much because they were up like 3, 4 in the morning. So we're gonna. I mean, I'm like, I'm wide awake. I'm gonna stay awake too. I'm just gonna handle some like I'm gonna pay some bills and do all that kind of crazy stuff, whatever. But I said, let me go live and let me talk about my work day last night, well, yesterday and into the night, because I almost left. I was very upset, livid, and I want to just talk about what kind of happened. But yeah, I'm here with family, so I'm super excited, and that um, they don't know that I'm here. The kids don't, so I know when they wake up, it's gonna be like Uncle Terrence, Uncle Terrence. But they probably won't wake up for another couple of hours and stuff. And as they should. It's their summer, and I'm super excited. I'm so excited. So I get to, be here for a few days. This is a blessing because I get to decompress. Even though Keisha just probably, she ended up opening the door for me, and she was like, "I'm so sorry because I basically went off, y'all. I don't want to say I'm a ticking time bomb because I'm not gonna blow up. Well, I'm not gonna blow everything up. I'm just gonna blow up a little bit. But I went off on the gate, the woman, like the gatekeeper woman, whatever, because my sister, and I love her to death. Y'all know I love me some Keisha, and I love Josie. I love my sister so much, but she forgot to tell me that they're in this. It's like it's a really fancy community, and you have to go through the gate. And when I went to the gate, because I was just unprepared. I mean, I did read that I need to have my license, your ID, but I didn't know about like the address and all that. Like I know the address, but I didn't have it like right there, pulled up in my phone or whatever, or on my GPS. And the woman was just like, I feel like she was impatient and she was extra. You get to see my, and then she was like, you get to see my pretty face and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't have time for that. Like I don't, I'm just not social. I'm social with y'all. Y'all my YouTube family, but I'm just, y'all. I'm not kidding. I don't like. I think I haven't come down from last night. I'm not kidding, y'all. I'm still bothered because I had to apologize to Keisha just now. I was like, I'm sorry. She was like, no, no, I'm sorry. I fell asleep. I should have told you about you gotta, I gave them, I gave them your information, but I should have told you. I should have gave you a heads about the gate because I don't like surprises. I do not like surprises. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing if like say when my mom was alive and I'd say, Mom, I'm not gonna be able to come home and I'd be like in Texas somewhere, whatever, right? Like 6, 7 hours away, and she'd be like, okay, it's okay, Donnell, it's okay. Y'all know Donnell's my middle name. And then I would always surprise her every weekend. And she was like, Boo, I'm gonna get you. So if my family's surprising me like that, or if I'm surprising them like that, like my nieces and nephews, that's one thing. But I don't like, like not being prepared, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like I wasn't prepared. But again, it is what it is. Like I told Keisha, I said, I promise you, I'm not trying to come here with no bad energy. She's like, no, no, I know, and I'm like, I'm sorry, and she's like, no, I'm sorry, and it's all good. But what I don't like is for people like the woman at the gate. I know you're doing your job, but you're being extra, and you're being extra on purpose. And she was like, well, she didn't tell you. Oh, she should have told you. Yeah, I'm not gonna let you go. You need to tell me where you going. I said, ma'am, okay, please just give me a moment and watch your tone. I told her, I said, and watch your tone. I don't have time for bullshit. I'm telling you, I'm like, when I tell you, I will just crawl up in a fucking closet or a little, I don't know, in a room or somewhere and just turn everything off from the real world because I'm so tired of people and their foolishness. Like on God, I'm not just saying this, y'all. I'm telling you, I gotta get back to what happened at work. Um, hold on one second. Hey, Dwayne 876 Gaming, thank you so much. Thank you, Ruth, for the gift. I appreciate you. Um, it would have been nice to meet you there if we still. Oh, Ruth! Oh my gosh! Yeah, so y'all was in Orlando. Oh wow! Isn't it beautiful here? It would have been nice to meet you. Seriously. Oh, that's nice. You get to enjoy family. Yes, Raquel. You know what? I haven't seen my nieces and nephews in like what almost 10 months now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because it was like last September. Wow, that's crazy. Uh-huh. 10 months now. I haven't. It goes. Time flies by. It goes by so fast. And it's crazy because it's like I probably would still not have seen them if they didn't come vacation in Orlando. But what if I were in like Massachusetts or Maine or Vermont or New Hampshire or California somewhere? You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to, yeah, I can afford flights. I can do this. I can drive. I can do this. But it's hard to get off of work. Especially when you don't have that seniority. Especially with my type of work. But anyway, I digress on all that. But what ended up happening is I came to work, I saw that order procurement, and I said, oh boy, because I'm telling you, nobody likes to do any like let me use my words very fucking carefully. Y'all know I'm a cursed Christian, so don't come for me. I'm gonna use my words very fucking carefully. Yeah, huh? I'm gonna use them very fucking carefully. I'm gonna say it again. Not everybody, but the majority of people here don't work. They do not work. And it's a big problem. it's a pet peeve of mine because don't abuse me. And when I say abuse, I don't mean like beat me up. You know what I'm saying? Like physically. I mean in a psychological kind of way. Like don't abuse me in an emotional way. Don't abuse me because you know that I'm gonna get the job done. I'm gonna do it with dignity, with respect. Because I always put I'm telling you guys, since the day that I started working in the operating room, or let me just say this, even in clinicals or being trained, I always made it to where it's like these are strangers on the table. I mean I know some people I operated on, but the majority of people I don't know these people. Different races, different walks of life, whatever. Some people I've operated on murderers. Like I've operated on pretty much a serial killer. Like I kid you not, I'm not kidding. Strangers. Even though these people did bad, or even though it may be somebody, I operate on racist people. I put it in my mind that that's my mom on the table, and y'all know nothing but love for my mom, even in afterlife. I love my mom. And so that's just what triggered, me to just like, okay, treat everybody with respect. No matter what they've done, I'm gonna let God deal with that. He's gonna judge them. I'm gonna make sure to do my best, for the patient, no matter what the situation may be, no matter what the situation may be. And I promise you guys, I'm not just saying this. I get emotional thinking about it because I'm telling you, people even last time were like, Terrence, we can see how dedicated you are to your craft. I said, absolutely. And why isn't everybody else? I know I can't worry about everybody else, but I have to worry about everybody else because this is not fucking tennis. I'm not on a court by myself. I'm literally, this is a team effort. I gotta have team. We gotta work together. I can't do this by myself. I can't do it by myself. If I could, I would. I wouldn't even be talking about this. But I can't do it by myself. And I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna have I'm gonna they're gonna I'm gonna request to have a meeting, but they're so bad about having meetings because accountability and responsibility and sometimes, people get their feelings hurt. They don't really want to have meetings. They want to do things like one on one. It needs to be collectively as a whole. When I say as a whole, I mean my shift collectively. Like so that 10:30 to like 11:30 shift, we all need to come together and we need to sit down and we need and I'm gonna say this. It needs to be everybody, but it ain't gonna be everybody. So I can only focus on let's just focus on my shift. Um, but this is where I'm getting at. So that organ procurement was on the schedule, and it was gonna go at like it was supposed to go around like 7 o'clock. All right. Now I promise you, I worked so hard. I always work hard, but yesterday it was like even more cases. It was like less staff, and so we knew it was gonna be tumultuous. We knew it was going to be complicated. It's surgery. That part doesn't surprise me at all. It's the fact that I literally, you literally have people that are not working. Honest to God, at the front desk, sitting, making themselves at home. When I say making themselves at home, I mean going to grab a chair or a stool and literally sitting down at the front desk to the point where you're in my way, ma'am. You're in my way, sir. And you think my ass even though I'm down 174 pounds, you think my ass gonna say, excuse me? I'm gonna walk over your ass purposely. Cause you need to move. You need to move. That's strike one. You're always in the way. And then it's constantly turnover room five, turnover room one, second request, second call. Why am I running and doing all of this? And me, so the woman, one of the women, we call them POA, she said, Terrence, you're like always helping us. We appreciate you. And the girl, one of the women got me a gift card, and I said, please don't. I said, don't take this the wrong way. Um, but I'll accept this, but please don't do that. Please don't do that because and she was like, no, she was like, Terrence, you always help. I just got to this hospital. Like honestly, I've been here what going on almost 3 months now at this hospital. I mean, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's nice that some people they do recognize that, but I don't look. I get paid, okay. I don't need the gift cards. I don't want that because I don't want people to think that that's what it is. But again, I know I'm a little weird, but she was like, I understand. And I was like, thank you for understanding because I don't want nobody saying nothing, or because people gonna feel they gonna always feel some kind of way. But anyway, I'm ripping and running. She ended up putting me, the charge ends up putting me into a room. That's what she's supposed to do. The charge here, let me tell you, these people, I'm not going to sit up here and I would never sit, I don't hate nobody. I don't hate nobody. And I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you. It is some of the most sweetest people, in the sense that I work with. Like they're sweet. And I know y'all going to be like, Terrence, what are you talking about, Dan? They're sweet. But I give a rat ass about fucking sweet. Okay? You see the eyes, you see the teeth, you see how my lips moving weird? Because I don't fucking care about sweet. I don't care about fucking nice. I need you to be competent. I need you to work hard. I need you to sweat. How about this? I want you to work so damn hard I want you to be musty. Now I ain't gonna lie. Thank God I use Superman Old Spice. Now this is not sponsored, but I use Superman Old Spice deodorant and it's amazing. So I'm never really funky. But real talk, I want you to be sweating. I want you to be like, oh wow, my back hurt, my feet hurt. I I know y'all laughing at me. I love people who work hard. And I know y'all like Terrence, everybody ain't like that, everybody ain't like you, and I get that. I'm not trying to say no two people are gonna be identical, right? Even identical twins, you can kind of tell a difference, right? All I'm saying is apply yourself. I really do mean this. Apply yourself. Traquel, thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Apply yourself. Because the disrespect is so wrong. I'm not kidding. When I tell you it's so aggravating because because I know I go back and forth and all that, but I want to make sure you guys understand what I'm saying. There are people sitting down. All right, now granted, you come to the hospital. This is 24-hour hospital. I work at a trauma center. I worked at many trauma centers in my career. 24-hour hospital. You got people that come there. They work into 3 p.m., 5 p.m., 7 p.m., 9 p.m., 11 p.m., and then some people work into 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 3 a.m., things like that, like the next day. Duke Z, thank you, bro. Wow, 35 months. Bless up, family. Good morning, bro. Good morning to you, fam. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being a member for 35 months. You've been a member for 3 years, bro. That's wow. That is wow. That is love. I appreciate you, bro. So again, 3 p.m., 5 p.m., 7 p.m., 9 p.m., 11 p.m., 11 to 12 is my time, right? 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. is when my shift ends. Why is it that okay, so and this is what I'm seeing too. Not everybody starts a case at say 3 o'clock. But usually I'm always starting the case before 3 o'clock. I'm sorry, y'all. I get notifications. When I say I start a case before 3 o'clock, I'm going in like okay. For instance, there's one guy here. They say, oh, he likes to be relieved, early. I relieve everybody early. I relieve people like 45 minutes before they even supposed to be relieved. Because again, my mindset is you've been working early in the morning because I don't get there at 6 a.m. or 5:30. I get there around like 10 o'clock in the morning. So mid shift, later in the morning I get to work. So, but these people, it's been people working before I got there. So I'm gonna get them out. I don't care if you want to leave at 2 or if you want to leave at 3. I'm pretty much gonna get you out probably like 2 o'clock. I'm gonna go in there at 2 o'clock, 2:05, and I'm gonna scrub in. Everybody be like, man, we love when you come and relieve us, T. You love when you come, and I'm not doing it for your. I'm not doing it for brownie points. My mama and daddy had me, and I'm fucking brown. I'm brown as they come, so I don't need no brownie points. I don't need no extra this. I get paid. My confirmation is my damn paycheck, which I received on what? I received that damn paycheck on the first. Hallelujah. Okay, in all three accounts. That's my confirmation. My confirmation is not you telling me good job or giving me an award or giving me this stupid ass meal ticket. Now I don't want to say with the housekeeping lady, she gave me this gift card and that was sweet. I'm not gonna say that was stupid, that was sweet. I just told her please don't do that anymore because first of all, I don't want you spending your hard earned money and then secondly, people talk and then I don't know. People talk, and then I'm gonna talk back, and it ain't gonna be pretty. Cause I'm telling y'all, let me tell you, I know I'm friendly, I know I'm nice, but I'm actually, I can be an ass. Like I know I can, and I'm not trying to come to work and be a asshole purposely, but I know for a fact I don't like stupidity, and that's why I said I know for I'm telling you guys, I know they talking about me at work. They talking about me, but they talking about me in the sense of he's so not saying he's so evil. He's just like man, he has a point. He got every right to be pissed. Like that was crazy. That was crazy. But some people probably just real silent because they know they're the ones that were lacking and they didn't they weren't being a team player, and that's the problem. So, but I feel like I'm all over the place. But I want to get back to like I'm relieving. I go in early and I relieve. Remind you, I'm here to 11 to 12 sometimes, even later if I'm on call. Now, remind you, it's people that leave, they're here till 5 p.m., 7 p.m., 9 p.m. Why are the people? So I get out of the case, right hand to God, I go into this room because I do heavy cases. I do heavy ortho, heavy vascular, heavy neuro, all the organ procurements, the transplants. I do these cases. I'm not kidding. And this is like an unwritten type of rule or saying. If you if you know a whole lot in surgery and you're good at your job, you're gonna be rewarded with more hard work. And the people who are mediocre, no disrespect, but people who are mediocre and don't know as many specialties, they sit on their ass. You know who told me that? Can you guess who told me that in my life? And I told you that person has never been wrong. My mama told me that. I remember my mama telling me that, and I remember getting so heated on the inside, and I was like, my mama don't know what the hell she talking about. My mama don't know what she's talking about. I remember my mama told me about a couple people. Like, I mean, I was much younger. She was like, "Those are not your friends. Those guys are using you." And I'm like, my mom. I'm thinking to myself, she's bitter because she doesn't really talk to her siblings. Um, they just don't get along. And I was like, for the longest, this is when I was like, um 18, 19, 20. I was like, my mom is like, okay, maybe she's just like she's bitter. She's upset because, I love her to death. I know I love my mom. I was like, maybe she's just bitter. She's upset because okay, she she doesn't have a relationship like that with like say her family or some of her friends that played her. My mom was right about every damn thing. Everything. The people that she said were not my friends were not my damn friends. And when she said you are in this field, because my mom's in the medical field, and when you are in this field, this is the way the cookie crumbles. It ain't fair. And you know what? I'm not speaking about fairness. As I got older, I don't care about fairness. I care about teamwork. I'll do the cases, but I can't do everything. Now that's also something she instilled in me. She was like, you go to these hospitals, and I want you to represent God. I want you to represent us, and I want you to represent yourself to the best of your ability. I'm telling you, I'm wrapped differently. My right hand to God. I'm not just saying this for shits and giggles. I'm wrapped differently. I was raised by an amazing man, by an amazing woman, and I thank God for that. And I'm telling you, I when I go to work and I go to these hospitals, I apply that all those things I learned in my everyday life and my upbringing to my work. I apply to my work, and I'm telling you guys, it is so noticed, but I know that it intimidates other people because they're like, man, he works so hard. I'm telling you, it's people that tell me this, man, stop doing that because they gonna have us doing that. Or man, you always working, just sit down. Why don't you come into the lounge? Why you don't go into the lounge? I know people tell me that and stuff, or like it's just like, why can't you mind your damn business? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so like I said, I'm working three. I'm working like before three, even though there's people here till 5, 7, 9, 5 p.m., 7 p.m., 9 p.m. Some of these people are sitting down. I'm not talking about everybody. So just in case somebody from the hospital want to look at this live stream or probably looking at it, be my fucking guest. The shit that I'm saying here is the shit that I say at work. And I said it yesterday in the huddle, and I'm gonna say it when I go back to work. I'm gonna say it in the huddle again. I'm gonna try and get together. I want to get together a meeting. The shit's gotta get it's gotta get messy before it gets cleaned up. I'm just gonna keep it real. We can't just keep throwing stuff under the rug. You just can't keep throwing stuff in the closet. You know how you throw all your trash on the rug or you throw your stuff all in the closet? What happens? All of it it's piled up in there, and the door is about, you can't even close the door shut. And when you open it, everything falls on you. Clean up the mess. Clean up the mess. Let's tackle the situations. So many people are being negative here. This live stream is not intended to be negative. This live stream is intended to inform, to instill, and hopefully inspire, encourage, and motivate. And yeah, I'm a Christian Christian, damn straight, but I'm speaking the truth. There needs to be teamwork because, like I said, when I'll get to it, y'all know I'm long winded, but what happened last night for me is completely unacceptable, and it's actually quite dangerous. And I just think that it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful more than anything. So I'm doing this case, big ortho case. Again, my room I'm getting this guy out, which I always get him out early. He's always like, thanks T, blah blah blah. I'm like, have a great one, have a great, rest of your evening. And I'm going in this case. So I'm in this room. The room has two cases in it. Now when I go in, there's two cases in the room. So it's the case that I'm relieving on, and then it's a case to follow. I'm in the room, they constantly add on. They add on. They I promise to God, they go from ortho, neuro, to cysto, to general, back to ortho, and I'm like, what the hell? There is like 30 damn rooms here, and why is my room like? Why I feel like why is my room is why is my room the room that's getting the add-ons? And then I said to myself, like, okay, this is interesting because the nurse is in here. This nurse is in here till 7, but then she leaves, and then the nurse that another nurse comes in that's till 9. She comes in, and I'm like, but at this time it's like 5 o'clock. Remind you, I want y'all to make sure the time because now this time it's 5 o'clock. Now I get out of a case the big ortho case I did because I work with this orthopedic trauma surgeon. He is so mad cool, y'all. Dr. Inghorn is his name. Y'all can Google him. He is so dope. He's so cool. He's like, man, T, thank you so much for being here. I'm like, you're welcome, you're welcome. I just enjoy working. I enjoy working. I enjoy the surgeons. Remind you, this is nothing towards any surgeons. This is towards my peers, which mean surgical technologists, first assist, and circulators, RN circulators. It's not. This is not towards anesthesia. Anesthesia is its own entity. It's its own department. I'm not an anesthesiologist. I'm not a CRNA. I don't put no patients to sleep. This is about that perioperative, like that perioperative care, the nurses, the techs. Like I said, the first assist. It's about my team members. And it's so sad that we are not working together like we need to work together. A doctor, for instance, there was a case. The doctor, this urology perked. This urology. We were doing a case. This is Monday. He perked a bowel. Now the urology, obviously, kidneys, um, prostate, ureter, bladder. They do cases like that. They're not a general surgeon. How about this? The doctor, that urologist, he perforated the bowel, meaning he put a hole in the bowel, in the intestines. So that means if you don't repair this fucking bowel, this patient can become septic and die because now, our intestines, when we eat and then go through I can't even talk, through the digestive tract, and then in your intestines, bile is leaking into your body, and that's toxic. So sure enough, he's like, oh my, literally the doctor says, oh shit. When the doctor says, oh shit, that's when you just be like, oh shit, you know it's a problem. But what happens? He says, hey, is Doctor So and So available? They call Doctor So and So. He's in a room. He scrubs out of the room. He comes into our room, repairs the intestines. He repairs it. He repairs that nick, and he does it with a silk suture. I'm in the room. I'm giving him the sutures to repair, the bowel. When I say bowel, intestines, all that's the same thing. And so he repairs. He's like, and then the doctor's like, the urologist is like, thank you so much. He was like, okay, well, don't mention it. It's okay. Things happen. Do you realize what that means? The doctor, the general surgeon, came and repaired the bile for the fuck ups of that urologist. There, the doctors can be a team player. They can be team players. They can have teamwork. Why the hell? Why aren't us as surgical techs, first assists, and nurses? Why aren't we doing? Why don't we have great teamwork? Somebody, I'm serious. I mean, honest. You have to understand that this is a problem. This is a real issue because what I'm seeing here, not just here, but a lot of places, is people that are trying to. They come to work to get out of work. They come to work to get out of work, and so um, I'm gonna read some comments. I'm so sorry, y'all. I know I just be looking over the comments. I just share. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate you again. Thank you so much, Trikel. The guy that was at the entrance to the community to our rental house was extra as well. Ooh, Ruth, if you still here, I can't stay. Why are people being dumb? I think it's because it's the cars you roll up in. It's the energy that you're bringing. It's the fact that you can rent something that they probably can never. They probably will never even. They probably can't even dream of that. They probably can't even dream of living in the properties that we rent. They. I'm just keeping it real. It's stupid. It's dumb. Because why on earth would you want to make somebody's life a living hell? Or why would you want to? Okay, this is supposed to be people vacations. Why are you being extra? Why you want? Because you want to. And let me tell you, that ugly motherfucker up there, that lady. I'm telling you, yes, I said ugly motherfucker. I sure did. I'm on one. And I'm gonna stay on one. I'm telling you, I don't understand where, like, what do you get off doing that to people? Like, I think it's like, okay, it's a control thing, and they get high off of that. That makes their day. They like to see people. in pain, or, they like to cause anxiety and frustration. They just want to be difficult. I'm somebody who like to alleviate pain. When I tell you I want to alleviate pain, y'all, that's on my resume. My right hand of God, it is on my resume. When as I travel and these hospitals see my resume, literally on my resume, under my objective, a portion like in it's a couple of paragraphs. My objective is a couple of paragraphs. But within one of the paragraphs, it says, "I want to alleviate the pain. I want to alleviate. I want to alleviate." To verbatim, I'm saying, "I want to alleviate as much pain as possible when I travel to these facilities." And I'm telling you, I don't look, I probably ain't got to know nothing in the world. I'm telling you, that sells itself. Because people like, what? He want to come here and actually like take some of the pain away. And I do. I work hard. That's what I'm supposed to do. So why I don't want to come to your facility and make you more stressed. Why would you want to sit up here and be stressful? I don't know why people see those I look at it like this. I'm not even gonna sit up here and say the devil, because those people know what they're doing. They just wanna be difficult, and they're miserable. Bro, my sister brought a lab lab boo boo, and she doesn't want to put it on her keychain. She just got it on her dresser. Oh Lord. That's that creepy doll. We were last week. Wow. Ruthie, that is so crazy that I'm here now and you're gone. I'm sorry. Um, hey Ryan, slay it again. Thank you. You said BBL. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with a BBL. Um, uh, ill, uh, Ilex. Hey, morning, God bless. I'm so sorry, I'm mispronouncing your name. Can I say Aya? Aya, thank you for coming in. Can you talk about skincare? Well, maybe. We met up with my husband's family and took the boys to Nintendo World. Oh wow! So I heard about that. Wait, did Keisha? I think Keisha and the kids. I think they've gone there. Nintendo World. Nintendo World. Yeah, I think so. So I know like the Lego Land, Nintendo. They've gone so many places. Oh my gosh! You said yes, facts. You give 1,000%. They 1%. Some look, Ruthie. Hell, I'll settle for 1% from someone. That mean they gotta be doing something. Some of them just sit down, literally in the fucking way. And I just be want to be like, "Boo, bitch, get out the way." But I can't just be going around doing that. But it's like, move out of my way, because honestly, it's a problem. It's a real issue. Hey, AV Squad, good morning. Hey, Kimberly McNeil. Thank y'all so much. I know that's right, Terrence. Thank you, Trikel. I know y'all. I'm a cursing Christian, and I don't want to look at them being negative. I'm being so real. I've always been real though, and I told you guys since day one I'm a cursing Christian. I get that from my mom. And let me just tell you this: even if you talk to God and you curse, God understands your heart. Okay, He knows you better than you know you. And at the end of the day, cursing is an expression. All right. I'm not going around trying to harm anybody. I don't hate nobody. Even like my employees, even the employer and the employees, like some of the employees that I work with, I'm trying to come up with a solution. Because I'm telling you, the things that happened last night, which I still haven't gotten to, cannot happen. It cannot happen. It cannot happen. It cannot happen. Hey, Pretty Girl Rain, thank you for coming in, Pretty Girl Rain. I appreciate you. Hey, Jurassic World fan, I remember you. I promise you I do. Thank you again. Try care for the floating hearts. Thank y'all so much. Duke Game Z, thank you. Hey, Nunu, how you doing, beautiful? Hey, AP, what's up, bro? Me and my coworker feels the same way about the other shift ladies. We do everything, and they do the bare minimum. You know what? You gonna think, damn, Terrence, that's sad. Can I get somebody to do the bare minimum? When I tell you, Ruth, if you still here, when I tell you these people, the majority pulls up a chair and a stool and sit there at the desk in the way. And one lady, they say, oh my God, they say, oh, her husband's in the hospital. I don't fucking care. My mama was in the hospital a few times. Okay, when I was in Iowa, my mama was in the hospital. She was getting she had huge fibroids. They were benign and everything, but she had this huge hysterectomy. And obviously they kept her ovaries, and then a couple of years later she was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. But she had huge fibroids. When I tell y'all, like I'm in Iowa, she's in Mississippi. I want to be there right beside my mom. I'm a mama's boy. I want to be there right beside her. When I tell you what my mom told me, my mom was going. Because my dad and her, he driving and stuff, of course, and she had to be she had to come to the hospital early. She was up at 5 a.m. I think she had to be get admitted to the hospital like by 6 o'clock that morning. Her case was going to be the first case. Dr. Benson in Mississippi, which he's retired now, but he was going to do. He's a like a OBGYN doctor, and he was gonna, or I should say, a gynecologist. He was gonna do. He did her case, and it was gonna be the first case, so they got to come extra early, for it to be admitted and pre-op. I called my mom on my way to work, and she said, boy, don't be worried about me. She said, I want you to go there. You can have your phone on you, but I want you to focus. I want you to focus on those surgeries, focus on those people, focus on your work. And I said, yes, ma'am. I don't know why this makes me want to cry. I'm telling you, because I don't have any kids. I'm an uncle. Like I told y'all, my ex girlfriend, she had a miscarriage, which would have been my first, child ever, which would have been pretty cool. But you know, I don't know. Life is filled with adversity. But when I tell you, and this is my God honest truth, from the bottom of my heart, like it could, because I know I don't have kids, but I know I was worried sick about Javon Jr. having to have this. It's a mild, like it's a basic, surgery and stuff. But he had to have surgery, and I know Keisha was worried and stuff, and I do this day in day out. But my point is, it can be a child, it can be a loved one or whatever. I'm telling you guys, like if I show up to work, I can't be dealing with that. All right, that's not disrespectful to my sisters, to my mom, to my niece, to my nephews, to anybody, but I have to turn that off and make sure I give this patient my undivided attention. And when you look up. I want you guys to look up the medical mistakes. Thank you so much, Tracy. Good morning, beautiful. Look at the medical mistakes. Look up the near misses, and look up the mistakes that have happened in the OR. I'm telling you, people don't know how to turn off that part of their brain. That worrying about maybe your husband, your cheating husband, or your cheating wife, or your children, or your parents, or your sick one, your loved one. You don't know how to turn that off. And I tell any and everybody, what I suggest is, please take a leave of absence. Yes, you might need the money. You might need the money, but take a leave of absence. My right hand of God, I don't have a whole lot of PTO, but there's a lady here who got to take a leave of absence, and they say, well, you guys can donate PTO if you want. I donated 50 hours of my PTO to her. You know why I donated 50 hours? And 50 hours is not that much, but I haven't been here that much to accrue that much, because I would have donated more. But I donated 50 hours to her because I want to keep 12 for myself. 12 hours is pretty much one day, because I work 12-hour shifts. So just in case I need a personal day, or just in case, which I haven't missed a day at all, but just in case I need a personal day, or I need to, if the emergency comes up, whatever, I can still, I can get paid for at least one day, as far as PTO. That's why I say it's so terrible. America's like great, but we need to be better with that, because I feel like when you, especially in the field you work at, we need to be able to make more, accrue more, PTO hours or sick leave or whatever, medical leave, whatever you want to call it. But I donated, and even one of the women was like, "Oh, you're too nice." It ain't about being nice. I respect that woman. First of all, that woman work her ass off when she's here, unlike some of y'all mofos. And then secondly, literally, like, I respect the fact that okay, she would rather take this leave of absence because she knows when she come here, she's not going to apply herself. So let me take the leave of absence because I don't want to be like a hindrance or in the way when I'm at work because I got so much going on medically. She got so much going on. Her child is sick, and again, I'm not. This is not a pity party, but I'm just saying I have respect for people like that. So hell yeah, I find it apropos and very appropriate for me to donate those hours. Again, I'm not trying to get a pat on the back. I tried to do it anonymously, but people just knows as hell. Anyway, with all that being said, I would rather somebody do that than come to work and just be in the way. And a lot of these people are in the way. And when you're in the way, I think that mistakes are more prone to happen, in my opinion, and in my experiences. When you have people that are in the way, like um, what do you call people like the standardized, how people, how you have an accident and they just want to watch and stuff, and I get people want to watch, but I feel like that's sometimes how it is in surgery. People just want to be there. You don't want to really, because even with the organ procurement, do you know how many people like came to the window and looking and looking? They want to look and see, well, who's this patient? How do they look? Or what's going on? Like, oh my gosh, like that's pretty much that's a dead body there, and they're removing organs, but you're not the one that's coming in and actually doing the case. You know, it's just sickening. It's crazy. It's weird. So moving on past all of that, like I said, I do the ortho cases. I get out of the case, and literally this individual's asked me. She no no. She says, Terrence, you do know that I got you relieving so and so. And in my mind, I want to scream out. I want to scream out and say, "You fucking retard!" Yes, Terrence is saying this right now. This is live, and I'm really saying this. I wanted to scream out and say, "You fucking retard!" How am I able to see that, or how am I able to know that I'm in this room when you know I'm literally just getting out of a room? I'm literally just getting out of the room. I've been in a room. You don't have Vorceras. You're texting my phone. My phone is on silent. It's in my pocket. Sometimes it's in a locker. How I can't. I'm not checking my phone every damn second. And on top of that, like I didn't even come to the board, ma'am. I'm putting away the car. I'm putting away my. I'm putting away my case card. I'm putting away my supplies. I'm gonna come to the board, and you know I don't know. And you never give me eye contact because this person, literally, this person knows. Let me tell you. Let me just break it down. This person has something. She said she goes, Terrence, thank you for being so attentive. Thank you for being such a great teamwork. A great team player. You have such great teamwork. Great. You have great work ethic. Thank you for always going in. Like I can always depend on you. That's an issue. People talk about what's this bullshit, this make believe mess that people say job security. What the fuck is that? We all can be let go and be fired. Ain't nobody got no damn job security. Everybody is replaceable. Everybody's replaceable. So miss me with that. And moving on, she doesn't give eye contact because she knows it's not fair. Now again, I'm not tripping about not being fair, but she knows this is not right. You have at this time I saw at the board there is four people, three surgical techs, one nurse. Now again, I want to make this very clear. You guys know that right now it's 5 o'clock. I get it that one of okay that pretty much all of them that's there. One of them leaves at 9. Three of them leaves at 7. I want you to understand now what I'm getting at. I get it that the case is going to start at 7, right? So allegedly, because I got more. The case is going to start at 7. Now I get it. Some people leaving at 7. One person leaving at 9. Y'all go ahead and set the room up. Go ahead and set it up. Now with the person I'm relieving, he pretty much he at the front. He at the front. He at the front at the moment. But what ends up happening, and this is what, because I was talking to Cherry last night when I was so pissed off, y'all, and when I got off work, I said she ended up letting him go. She let him go way before his time. So at that time, I'm sorry, y'all. I spam caller still with it, and I got a new number, and they still calling. At that time, honest to God, at that time, it was 5 o'clock. You leave at 7, sir. So you must have left. She must have had. She knew, because I said, because what ended up happening was she was like, because my scrubs were so like they were drenched in sweat because I wear this lead apron. It was a very strenuous case, and I sweat. So what? So I come back. I said, well, let me just change my scrubs. I come back to the front desk. I don't see him. Now, right now, I promise to God, it's not even 5:30. My right hand to God, my right hand to God. I didn't even have. I have core water in my locker. I didn't even have a sip of water. I come back to the board. She said, well, Terrence, well, actually, they're going back now. I said, what do you mean they're going back now? She says the organ procurement, they're coming. LifeLink is here and they're coming back now. And then over here on the overhead, I hear, for any and everybody who wants to be a part of the honor walk, um, you know, they're they're lining up at I they're lining up at the critical care unit, and then on down to the critical care unit, and then like pretty much until surgery. And I said, I'll be dang, because when people donate their organs, when it's like an organ donor, these people are brain dead. These people are, when we were they're dead, and they're keeping their organs, like I said, functioning, basically on life support, and we're removing the organs, okay? And it would just be obviously their body there. And I'm not trying to sound horrible or scare anybody, but it's just going to be their body. It's just going to be that shell, right? Because you're taking a lot of typical times, like I said, we take the liver, we take the kidneys, both kidneys, liver, lungs, heart, pancreas, even the stomach sometimes, tissue, even bone. Um, uh, we take eyeballs. You take a lot. You take a lot from that patient. But this is not every time. But a lot of times, even when you can't, even when that, say, a kidney or the lungs are bad or the heart is bad, and you can't, it can't be transferred into, say, a recipient, right? But still, it can be donated to science and research. This is how we're coming up with, I say we because I'm in the medical field, but like I'm not particularly coming up with it myself. Even though I wanted to be a scientist. I did. I was such a geek. But I love surgery. I love the idea of this. I love, and people say, "Oh my, I'm an organ donor myself." People say, "Oh wow, they ain't to be cutting on me." But it's like, there has been some horror stories, especially out of country. But you guys, the they really do make sure that the patient is, clinically dead, okay, deceased. And like when I say that, meaning brain dead, it's very hard to understand because you're like, well, wait a second, their heart is beeping. I mean, their heart is pumping. It's a heartbeat, but that's life support. All right, it's the same thing my mom was on. I know my mom didn't want to be on it, and when we removed the when we were when they extubated her, my mom passed away so peacefully within like 2 minutes, like 106, 120 seconds. My mom passed on. So, but with lifelink situation, if you when you remove the patient like from life support and when they're intubated, some of these patients don't want to let go, and if they don't want to let go, you take them back to the floor, and because you can't, because technically now they're breathing for themselves, and you just have to let it. You have to let it naturally play its course. So that's happened a lot of times where we're open, we're ready to do this case, and that doesn't happen. But anyway, the point with this is she goes, oh, they're coming back now. When they said when they were going to do the honor walk, I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So I'm like, I'm rushing back to the room. Now I'm rushing back to the room because I'm like, okay, I got to get in here. I know the instruments. I know everything's good. Everything's counted. I got to get back here and do the case. I get into the room. There's nothing open. There's not even a case card in the room. And that is when and that is when and then like I feel like this like like a something from off TV. It's like, and then that's when the shit hit the fan. I lost it. I lost it. And I go, are you fucking serious? And I'm like, where's the case card? This is crazy. They're coming back with the patient to do the organ procurement. Nothing's in the room. And management, you are there and the case card is right there. When we get an add-on, they put the case card in the front. The case card has been in the front the whole time. Remind you, if you guys, I'm telling you, if you listen to what I said at the beginning of the live stream, I said when I came in the morning at 10, I clock in a little bit after 10 a.m. That case was on the board then. You get what I'm saying? We knew about this case. This is not organ procurements are not traumas. They're not like, oh, it's just a quick add-on and blah blah blah. No, this is something where it is planned. This patient has been on this patient has been intubated probably for weeks. And now the family's like, okay, you know what, we're gonna call it quits. We're gonna pull the plug. You ever heard of that saying, pull the plug? So we're gonna extubate. We're gonna extubate them, and they're gonna pass on. But and then so you may have a hospital like hospice care or someone from Lifelink come in and say, well, would you like to donate her organs or his organs? If they are able to be a candidate for organ donation, and the family can either say yes or no. No one can force you. And I want to make this clear for all you out there. If you don't want to be an organ donor, you don't have to be. This is something. This is your right. You can have the healthiest organs. You don't have to donate your organs. Now I choose to. Okay, I choose to donate my organs. Because I don't want the shit when I die. Um, but if I'm able to donate, I want to donate, and I know that it really is. You have to understand too. I know a lot of y'all probably will never experience this, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, but I've done a lung transplant, I've done a kidney transplant, I've done a heart transplant, I've done so many liver transplants. I've done so many liver transplants. But when I tell you the beautiful thing of it, like when you see, say, a 14-year-old patient who is on the transplant list and the recipients list, right? And is this patient is dying, and they are waiting to get that call, right, to receive a heart, and for me to be a part of this, and I thank God so much for me to. I've been a part of this so many times, and actually, it is a blessing too because not to say I'm on a committee, but when you're a part of that case, you follow that patient, you follow that patient pretty much the duration of their life, because a lot of these recipients, so meaning they're receiving these organs, they are they're like interviewed, they're researched, maybe they'll do a thing. Damn, they just are going in out there. They do a thing where they do follow ups. So, like, say that 14-year old who now is this, I say this kid, but I'm 38, but now he's 22. Because it's been, yeah, it's been, like, it's so now it's been 8 years. He's 22 years old now, but he received a lung, not a lung, he received a heart, and he's doing so great. But imagine, like, you know, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to force anybody to be an organ donor. I'm just saying, but imagine if that patient wasn't an organ donor. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But like I said, I don't want to. You don't want to make people feel like they have to do this, or it's not right to do this. It's your body. You do what you want to do. You do what you want to do. But I say for people who say, "Oh, I'm gonna be cremated," well, be an organ donor and then cremate your remains. But anyway, nothing was ready, and I was living. I went back to the front, and I ran back. I ran back to the front, pushed the case cart back to the room, opened up. We got to count all these instruments. I'm talking about it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of instruments I have to count, and nothing was ready. Nothing was ready for this patient. I can't believe this. And I know people like Terrence is exaggerating, or this ain't that serious. What's his problem? This is the organ fucking procurement. Time is everything. You only have a window to get these organs out and to get them on a plane or to ship them off. You only have a small window, and I'm not ready. So that's why I say I thank God. Oh, I pray. Oh, I'm telling y'all, I thank God so much, and I pray so hard because every organ was able to be used. Every organ. So, because what we took was the heart, the lung, the liver, the both kidneys, and the pancreas. All of those organs were are able to be transplanted, and as we speak, probably have already been transplanted. Today is Thursday. Probably has already been transplanted, or in the process of being transplanted as we speak. Thank you, Jesus. But think about it. Nothing was ready. That's why I say I serve a mighty, amazing God, because honestly, I've seen this happen before, and this is when it's like that's why I say this cannot happen. It should not happen to the point where that OR is not ready, and time just kind of slips away, and those organs are not they're not a good candidate to be donated now because time has moved on. I don't think people realize that it doesn't you don't have to be the world's smartest person, a rocket science, or even a doctor to realize that everything is time sensitive. You have to realize you're taking the organs out of the body now. That's being This body is being, because I want to make sure people understand what I'm saying by this. The patient is brain dead, but the body is kept alive in a sense because of life support. All right, and that's the only thing. So yes, blood is pumping through the body. All right, you have your perfusionists, you have all those people in there because once they clamp and this heart, the heart stops and certain things you have to get so many fluids and blood through the body. It's very, very tedious, and nothing is open. I don't have a blade. I don't have a pack. I don't have nothing open on the field. I can't. I couldn't believe it. I was so angry. I was so angry, you guys. I was so angry. I can't. I cannot be a part of anything like that. So what I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm gonna speak with management, and I wanna have a sit down. I do want to have a sit down 105 because 1 on 5 because it's like five different managers and supervisors. I want to talk to them, and I've already look. I've written this down. I've written so many things down last night. I was on the phone. Hell, I was on the phone with Keisha. I was on the phone with my dad. I was on the phone with Cherry. Yeah, I was stressed. I was stressed. I was stressed. And I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you guys like I wasn't because it's not about, okay, oh, it's about me. I'm thinking about the recipients. And I'm also thinking about this patient who has donated their organs. And I'm thinking about the family members of the patient that of the patient who has passed now. And she's donating her organs. I'm thinking about all of them. It's the ultimate disrespect. All because you don't want to do the case. All because okay, some people are afraid to do this. They're afraid to do the cases. They are afraid. Some people are so emotional they can't do it. Some people just they refuse to do it. And I know this gonna sound harsh, but all those three types of people get the fuck out of the medical field. I remember like it was yesterday when I was in California and the woman, a cold brown, the patients uses the restroom on themselves. And this nurse goes, ew, I fucking lost it on her. I later apologized because I shouldn't have, because y'all, I zone out because I'm such a patient's advocate. And I don't have time for that nonsense. That's why people say, man, you got like a doctor's mentality. You got a doctor personality. You be snapping on people. No, I don't try to snap on people. I'm snapping on that situation. You, you got to realize you're in a field where, yeah, a patient probably will use the restroom on themselves. A patient may vomit. A patient may do this. What are you doing? What is wrong with people? Why are you in this field? I'm not trying to say you don't get to say ill, but okay, say ill. Put you some wintergreen on your mask or something, and let's get to cleaning. I'm not making this up. It's a problem. It's a real ongoing issue in the field. That's why if you guys have loved ones, and I'm not talking about the hospital I work in. I'm just saying in general. You have loved ones, and maybe they're in the hospital, maybe they're in a nursing home or whatever and stuff. I'm telling you guys, please be mindful that maybe they're not getting the best care that they possibly can get. That's why when my mom was in the hospital, where this hospital I know had great nurses, I didn't leave her fucking side. I didn't leave her fucking side. I'm telling you, I cleaned my own mom. I bathed my own mom. I cut my mom's toenails. I cut her fingernails. I made sure she was taken care of. Nurses coming in, nurses that my mom worked with, says, oh, Miss Gloria, oh, if my son and my daughter was just a quarter of the son that you have, we would be so blessed. And my mom says, I know, I know, because my mom, the cancer got so bad, she became, the cancer got so bad, it was shutting down her kidneys. And so she was retaining so much fluid and she couldn't move. She couldn't move herself. And so yes, she had a bed. Even at home, my dad went and got like a bedside commode, but she was so weak, and that's when it's like, okay, we got to go to the hospital now. And then they admitted her, but even at the hospital, it was like it was so hard for her to get up. And when you have a bedridden patient, there's a lot. That's a lot of times, but you have to make sure they're clean. Some of these nurses don't do that. Now, there's amazing nurses out there. I work with some of them. Some of these people, like I said, are so amazing. Some of them are super nice and super amazing. Some of them are just nice and incompetent. I give a rat's ass about you being nice. I need you to know your job, but it's extra cool if you're nice and you know your job. I love that. But I don't care about a pretty face and but you don't know shit. Get the hell out of my face, because really you don't that would never turn me on. You're a piece you are nothing. You're nothing. And that's and for me that's a problem. I need you to be competent. I need you to know what you need to know what you're supposed to do in every situation. I'm not asking for perfection. I'm asking for you to just do your job. I think Ruth, you were saying bare minimum. Can you do the bare minimum? Because some of these people ain't even doing that. They ain't doing nothing. They sitting back and they're in the way and they're watching you. They're watching you run and you sweat and you almost break your neck to make sure these patients are taken care of. And this is a problem. But I know that this is my calling. I know God wants me in this field. Maybe not at this hospital, but He wants me in this field. And I'm going to continue to be in this field, you guys, because I'm telling you, I wouldn't sit here and be on live for so long talking about this if I really wasn't passionate about the medical field. I'd say, whatever, chop it up and be like, like one of the nurses says, oh, well, I'm just gonna go home and I'm gonna have me, so I'm gonna have my Moscato and my peanuts and I'm just gonna chill out. And I'm like, that's the last thing I'm thinking about right now is food. I was nauseous. I told Cherry, and I was telling my sister, I said I was nauseous. Like I was upset, like sick to my stomach, not because of the case, because of what happened with the case. I can look at blood and guts all day long. That's nothing to me. I can eat, hell, pizza or whatever, and cut on what which I wouldn't eat simultaneously eat and operate. But I'm just saying, like it's not that doesn't disgust me at all. Nothing disgusts me. I don't have a weak stomach. I don't. I love to get into so many different things. I love to see so many different things. I love it. I know. I maybe it may sound weird, but it's something out there for everybody. And I know this is for me, but it's just the people. And like I said, honest to God, nothing's ready. And I got to go into the room and get all this ready. And when I tell you, I'm telling you, doctors, there's like four doctors coming in. These doctors we already know who's coming in. Why aren't their gowns and gloves open? Time is so important. Time is important in anything in life, but especially in those procurements. I'm gonna have to talk to management, and like I said, they're not gonna like it. I'm gonna probably get, I'm gonna get like that. Oh, okay, we're gonna look into this, but then they don't look into it, and I'm gonna keep you. Look, y'all gonna know if something don't change, well, I'm gonna have to change. My mom told me that too. She said, "Listen, sometimes sometimes you can't change that situation, but you can change your situation. You can change your mindset. You can change your space." You get what I'm saying? Do you realize what she was saying? And my mama didn't lie to me about nothing. I'm telling you, that woman was on it. Everything in life is played out is when it's played out. I'm like, I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, she was right about that too. She was right about that too. How the hell is she right about all of this? She was right. So, I'm not trying to leave. I'm really enjoying, I'm enjoying the hospital. I'm enjoying the space to the point to a certain degree, but I can't. I need teamwork. I need teamwork, and it scares me when I don't have that. And I know people talk about it, but I'm like, okay, talking about it and actually doing it are two different things. And let's just call a spade a spade. Let's be honest. Is this really teamwork? Is this really okay? And do not think that I'm trying to get this twisted. I don't care about no damn fairness. Life ain't fair. My mama, my mom cured her damn diabetes. Literally, seriously. To the point where she didn't have to take insulin. She wasn't taking no any type of diabetic medicine. She had lost over 100 pounds. We were going to the casinos. I mean, my mom always looked amazing, and my mom ain't never had an ugly child, but so, she was just so healthy. This is coming from the actual doctor. Blood pressure is 122 over 80, 124 over 82. My mom was just doing so good. And then she was diagnosed with ovarian cancer at the age of 51. Diagnosed with it in March and she passed in May. She died May 3rd. Life is not fair. And I'm not angry at that because I serve God. And God, God, God has a final say in everything. Has a final say in everything. And what God told me to do, He did tell me to calm down. Okay, and that I did calm down. I have calmed down. I'm still frustrated, but I'm much more calm. I'm much more calm. And even and I thank God that I'm here with family. And as time progresses, I'm going to become even more calmer. And then that way I can approach the management in even a more calm situation until somebody pisses my ass off, then I'll probably just have to, take it up a notch. But I'm gonna be calm. But something has to happen. This can't not continue. And if it does, like I said, okay, well, it will continue without me. And y'all know I'm not just talking when I say that. You better check. You better check some videos. The I quit video. Like I don't have time for that because at the end of the day, what is the most important thing is the fact that these patients are taken care of. But I would say the next thing in line is my peace of mind. But that's what happened. Literally, people are here. Some are here. Some are at the hospital, working. Like I said, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 3 p.m., 5 p.m., 7 p.m., 9 p.m., 11 p.m. And you have me going into a room that was supposed to start at 7, but now it's starting. It's like 5 somewhere and it's starting, but you already have people that are here till 7 already gone. The rooms I set up, right hand of God, I kid you not. And I wasn't the only one pissed off. There was a couple nurses that came in there, fucking livid. I'm talking about more upset than I was. And I said, well, y'all more upset. I said, it's just like I said, well, y'all more upset. I understand, but it's two of y'all and there's one of me. There was nobody in there helping me. My right hand of God, there was nobody in there helping me. I had to, you're talking about, five pans of instruments. I have to count all these instruments. Now I must say, one of the charge, she ended up coming back into the room and she counted with me. She ended up counting with me because the patient was already in there and we were counting because they had already started they already had done the honor walk, and then so now the patient's rolling to the OR and I don't have anything set up. I mean, it was it was so it was unacceptable, unnecessary, disrespectful, and it's just flat out right wrong. That's what happened. I don't want to ever deal with that again. I don't. I don't care if it's a carpal tunnel, but especially lifelink procedures. I don't do that because I'm telling you guys that those are some of the most, for me, some of the most rewarding procedures. The burns, like when I'm doing burns, another rewarding procedure. When I'm like transplants, um, those are rewarding procedures. Like I'm telling you guys, like it's something. I do these cases and I say, okay, this is why I got involved in the medical field. I don't expect for you guys to understand me completely, but I'm telling you, it's just not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay for somebody to be slaving at a damn Mickey D's. You ever went to a McDonald's and stuff? Which I haven't been in a long time. Okay, over 2 years. But you ever been to a McDonald's and you got the person who's taking your order? You go to the first window. She's taking your payment. Then you go to the other window, and then she's giving you your food. And it's like, and then somehow she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm cooking too." McDonald's, get your shit together. Walmart, get your shit together. You ever been, you've been to a Walmart, and it's like a plethora of people that's waiting at the registers, and there's two registers open, and even the other one that's probably open is like, oh, only 10 items on list or 20 items on list, and then the other one is like, okay, she's crammed because it's like seven people backed up, and it's like, okay, open up more lanes. Why are you stressing these people out? You know you're gonna have irate customers, and then that's just not gonna help. That's not gonna help the energy from the actual for your actual employees. It's like I know you guys see it, right? You see it, and you already know, the solution. So that's what I'm trying to convey. I know the solution here. Like I know a sound solution. I've already shared some things, but I'm telling you guys, it's a control thing. Some hospitals don't want to receive your 2 cents, your mindset about it, your perspectives, I should say, about the situation. Because they're like, oh, this policy is in place for this and that. Some of them policies just are being thrown out every single day. It's not something concrete. It's not that helpful. What is helpful is making sure you delegate, making sure you got people getting up off of those stools and actually going into rooms and helping and applying themselves. It's okay to work because you're getting paid, so it's damn sure okay to work. This isn't like like labor laws here. You're getting paid. Some of these people are getting paid. Hell, forget 50, $60. They getting paid $80, $90 an hour and are not applying themselves. Can you imagine? Think about it. You getting paid, I'm not even exaggerating, you getting paid, say, $70 an hour. And what is that? Let's say 8 hours. Let's just say 70 hours, $70 an hour, and you're working 10 hours. You've gotten $700 for that day. Now again, this is tax, but let's just say gross. 700 for the day? And let's just say you're doing 4 tens. $2,800. Oh my gosh. I'm over it. I'm over it. Thank you so much. Thank you, AP. Thank you, Do Game Z. Thank y'all so much. Hey, again, Tracy. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Porcelain Princess. Part right there. Team player. Right, exactly. Thank y'all so much. I bet they don't want to learn so they won't have to do the hard work. Trikel, wow, you said it. Now, some of them don't know. And you're right. Trikel, I promise to God, I literally just had the discussion with Cherry. I promise you I did. I said, some of them, some of them legit don't know, but they don't want to learn because if they learn, it makes now they're in that lineup of ducks. You get what I'm saying? So now you can be selected too. So you're so right when you say that. I promise you, some of them want to stay in that handicapped mindset and be like, well, I don't know how to set this up. The doctor ain't gonna want me in there because I don't know. And so that's exactly what they doing. A lot of them doing that. Hey, it's Gamma's World. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I barely be looking at the comments when I be so I'm passionate about what I'm saying, and I talk. Thank you so much. It's Gamma's World, loving me, Tracy Anderson. Thank y'all so much. Do Gaming Z, I appreciate you. Y'all are all channel members. I appreciate you. Hey Teron, how you doing? Thank you for praying for me. You know what? I received those prayers, and I'm gonna continue to pray. But I think this is probably why God allowed for me to, you know, be off like, like these days, and it's just perfect that, like, okay, my family, is here, and I'm able to just like, let go of some things. But this is still heavy on my heart because I know this is not going to be the end of it. And when I go back to work and stuff, it's just not going to be the end of it, and it's discouraging. It's very discouraging. These things should not happen. But then what's really sad is when people tell you, people being some of the people you work with, they say, Terrence, oh yeah, this happens a lot here. Are you serious? Well, I don't want to be a part of it. Thank you for the gift, love me, Tracy Anderson. Hey, Josie, how you doing? Bystander, oh my gosh, Gamma, oh my gosh, you did it. And look, I'm not in the comments, so I'm so sorry, but you're right. Those people are just bystanders. They're just in the way. Hey, Duper Delight, hot tea, just getting ready to pop to local shop. I'll be here listening to. Thank you. I've got vestibular migraine this week. It's killing my ability to do much. Oh, I'm sorry. Carry a donor card for sure. I do, and register with them to do so with mine. Won't need it where I'm going. Amen. Duper Delight, you said it. Come on now. Awesome Alvin said, good morning, our brother, and everyone in the chat. Thank you so much. Hey, Life with Andrea J and family. Oh, um, Hunky Hank said, can I please be a mod? Hey, do you think I can be a mod? Maybe one day. I don't have any mods at the moment. I used to have lots of mods when I had at one point I had over like 100 and what is it? I had 100 and oh my gosh. At one point, I had over 140 members. I can't believe that, Lord. Oh, I got a fraction of that now. I had over 140 members. And I used to be a grow channel. I used to be a grow channel, and I had so many people coming in, dropping their links, and I had all the mods, like all the channel members. If you become a channel member, you instantly you become a mod, and you just drop. And some of these people, my right handed guide, I'm not trying to sit up here and bash people, but I'm telling you, it ruined my channel big time, and I'm still trying to get back. Um, here recently, I'm just off of algorithms. I really am. I'm on it with the shorts. I'm on it with the community. I feel like, as far as videos, like so long content and live streams, it's just not where it's at. Um, and that's okay. I'm just gonna keep being consistent because everything is just not a number, but it is sucky when you used to get so many more people, but that's because I was given a lot of more. I was given a whole lot more than what I'm giving now. I was given at least 5,000 a month, at least 5,000 a month, and that's not exaggerating. Lord knows I ain't exaggerating, because hell, I can lose that at the casino. But I was really giving 5,000 of my money every single month, and I made every channel member a mod, and every channel member was like dropping their channels like 100 times in the chat, and then dropping others and stuff, whatever. And like I said, some of these people, it's a lot of people from slot community, a lot of people from, say, the lifestyle, community, which I feel like, we're a part of, that I see. And they, I mean, if I see them and stuff, it's like, oh, hey, it ain't no hard blood for me, but it's like, wow, you left me, and the whole time was just, okay, you're using me to grow your channel, which I want you to grow your channel, but don't use me and then just like quit looking at me cold turkey. Like, I mean, look, I don't care if you don't come in. You can come in every 4 months, but come in every 4 months. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be like, okay, well, okay, I've reached monetization, because a few people reached monetization, and the minute they did that, um like when they could end their membership, they ended it. I kid you not, that happened to me. And then on top of that, some of them were like, I have trust issues, the Lord knows I do. because some of them like were blocking. Some of the channel members were blocking other members. Why would you block anybody, but especially a member? I That was so bad. I used to have so many more people coming in, and it should be so much better. But you know what? I thank God for all you. I thank God. I'm sorry, I got an eyelash in my eye. Probably. I thank God for all of you. I thank God that um, God said, you know what, Terrence, I want to get rid of all the fake people. So I'm okay with that. I don't care if I have one person in my live stream. As long as I can get one person and one thumbs up, like I said it since day one, I'm always gonna be content. I'm not some like, okay, live stream junkie or the number junkie. I promise you I'm not. I have no problem reaching threshold. Okay. And that's a blessing. Because I'm gonna do some shorts. I get pretty a lot of I get a lot of my revenue from the shorts. I do a lot of shorts. I'm gonna do some shorts here. I can't wait for my niece and nephew to wake up. Oh my gosh, and surprise them. And you already know we're gonna be doing some shorts. And this property has such a nice pool. And obviously we'll be going to the parks and all that and stuff. And I don't know. We're gonna like bring the fourth on in there. So that's exciting. That's exciting. But yeah, I thank y'all so much for listening to me ranting and raving and talking about all these things. And y'all probably like, Terrence, we don't care, whatever. But I hope, like I said, this is not scripted. This is me really speaking from my heart, and I hope that it encourages and inspires so many people, whoever watches, to not do, or if they are doing these things, to stop doing it. I pray to God it does. Hey, I don't want to be annoying, but can I be a mind? No, Hunky Hank, you're not being annoying. I promise you're not. And you know what? One day, like I said, please keep coming to the channel. Because one day I really probably will get back to doing mods. I'm never going to say never, but just right now it's just not the time. Nancy, thank you so much. Happy 4th to you, Nancy. I appreciate you so much, Nancy. Thank you for being a member. Thank you for always being so supportive. And thank you for being just, my awesome sis. I appreciate you so much. Please turn that off. Like, what's wrong with these people? I'm just so aggravated. I know somebody be like, he's so irritable. But yes, I've been fasting. Okay. But you know what? I had a burger and sweet potato fries last night. But I have been fasting and stuff, whatever. So Lord knows I'm not full, but I'm not hungry. I'm not starving myself either, though. It's crazy though. I'm looking in this mirror and I'm like, man, this shirt is so big on me, y'all. It's so big on me. Um, yes, you have to take care of yourself. Absolutely, Nancy. Thank you. Bruce Forger. Hi, how you doing? Yes, it's almost the fourth, Alvin. What are you doing for the fourth? What are y'all doing for the fourth? Hello, Bruce. Good morning. Good morning. Isn't it still morning? You know what? It's the afternoon now. It's 12:17. Our brother, I'm sorry. It's okay. It's okay, awesome Alvin. Nancy says, I'm great, Alvin. Hope you're doing well. I hope all of you doing well. You guys really mean a lot to me. I appreciate y'all taking the time out, like I said, to listen to me being here. This is super supportive, and y'all make this like so worthwhile for me. Honestly, I appreciate y'all. Like I said, I really do. The point of doing this is not to bash anybody, but hopefully, really bring awareness. Because I'm actually gonna tell. I'm trying to tell them. Management knows what happened. They were right there. They know. But I'm going to. I'm gonna speak with everyone, and I'm gonna try and come up with the best solution possible, but I'm gonna try. And like I said, if that doesn't work and these things keep happening, well, we'll just see what the next step is. I'm not losing my mind. I just Do I not? I don't like to be frustrated. I don't like nonsense, but I'm not losing my mind. I know everything is gonna work out, but it's just so unnecessary. It's unnecessary stress, and because stress is inevitable, but this is unnecessary. These things should have never happened. All I'm saying is that room should have been completed. It should have been ready, basically for me just to walk in and start the case, but it wasn't. Thanks again, you guys. I appreciate y'all so much. Happy Fourth to all of you. I'll be going live, periodically and stuff, whatever, and we'll see. And I know, like I said, I know Kirsten probably gonna want to do some shorts. She gonna probably teach me how to do another dance. So I'm excited and everything about that. But I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for taking the time out of your busy morning and your afternoon to come say hello and listen to me again, rant and rave. God bless y'all. Thank you so much, Nancy. Thank you so much. Y'all know, look, I'm a work in progress. I really am. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you all. Like I said, have a blessed one, all right? Don't stop, can't stop, won't stop. Okay, even when it gets really, really hard, keep going, keep going. Um, God got you. God got us, all right? God bless you too. God bless you. God bless you all. Thank you so much, Nancy. Seriously, I genuinely mean that from the bottom of my heart. I really, really do. Um, Thank y'all so much. Facts, keep going. Keep going. I know that's right. You know that more than anybody, Nancy. You've just kept going through every obstacle, every hurdle. You are just you're a ball of motivation. Okay, that's what you are. I appreciate you. All right. Well, I will talk to y'all later. All right. Our brother, God bless you and your family. Thank you so much, Awesome Evan. God bless you and your family. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all for listening. All right, I'm gonna go, and yeah, I'll be back maybe with some shorts. All right. Thanks again for all the donations. Thank y'all for the gifts. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know Traquel and um Tracy, Ruth. Thank y'all so much for that. Thank you for all that you do. I appreciate it. All right. I will talk to y'all later. All right. Have a blessed one. Let me just look at that. I'm sorry. 1 second. Oh, thanks. Thanks again. Thank you. Have a blessed one, y'all. All right. Bye.